in the same vein, there's another idea that we could say that in general regarding doing a Brit Milah b'Shabbat, we know that if it's the 8th day, even though doing a Brit Milah involves Chilul Shabbat, nevertheless we do it. The question is, where is it learned from? So there's three opinions. One is, it says Ot Brit in the Dorot. It says the same words, Brit and the Dorot, by these two mitzvot. So that's, I believe, a Hakesh that says that these two mitzvot are done, override each other. So the Brit happens, and then there's another mitzvah, then there's another, it says regarding the Brit Milah Bayom Hashmini, in the 8th day. So the fact that it says Bayom, it says that very, meaning you could say it the 8th day, or you could say that very day. So being that it's that very day, regardless of what day it may be, even if it's in Shabbat. And then there's another pasuk. It says la'asot et Shabbat brit. It says you make the brit la'asot et Shabbat brit l'dorotam, meaning you make that the brit happen. You make on the Shabbat the brit. So it's referring to the Brit Milah. So the differences are primarily is when you say la'asot et Shabbat. When I learned that how am I making the Shabbat? By making the Brit of Milah, by making this Brit, and what Brit is referring to, Brit Milah. It's almost that it's a subtopic, or it's a form of fulfilling the Shabbat by doing the Brit Milah. Regarding this idea that we say that this idea that Bayom Afidu b'Shabbat, that is telling us something a little bit different. It's telling us that true, it's Shabbat right now, but there's some things that go beyond the halachot, go beyond the specific mitzvot. There's some things that run so deep that it touches on a core place where you cannot fit it into our criteria. You cannot give it a prescription, and that is what, like we say, that regarding the brit, we say it's a korban. It's a physical korban. Alecha ragnu kol hayom, that we're meaning instead of, it's the equivalent that the person is giving himself over as a korban to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So this is the idea that's far beyond. This is the idea of Mesirut Nefesh. So let's say, for example, it doesn't make sense, right? There's a possibility that the Brit Milah will not be done properly on Shabbat, right? So the person is, you have right now Shabbat, and you have right now you need to do different things that involve Chilul Shabbat. But the reason we're saying it's possible, you should do it because you're fulfilling a Brit Milah. But how about, let's just give a scenario where perhaps there was going to be a mishap, right? And for whatever reason that we're not certain about, let's say even there's a 0.001 chance. Perhaps there could be a mishap where the Brit is not going to be fulfilled on Shabbat. What are you going to be left with? Chilul Shabbat. If that's the case, why even take the chance, You understand? If you live in a place of prescriptions and guidelines and doing things in a very in a formatted place, so what happened? Why are you risking something that it could be potentially that it won't be fulfilled? Another very interesting thing is that we learned that the Brit Milah of Avraham Avinu was done on Yom Kippurim, and that I think we mentioned in the Tefillah of Yom Kippurim, Dam Brit shel Avraham Avinu, the blood of the Brit of Avraham Avinu, mechaper al kol avonotechem. So basically, what we understand from this is that there is mitzvot that are very private mitzvot. What I mean by private is they're very specific, oriented to time, place, and also in its overarching connotations, or it's a niche mitzvah. Let's just call it like that. It's a mitzvah. It has everything. Then there's mitzvah that are like general themes that go throughout the entire Torah mitzvot. So they are specific actions, right? They need to be done in a very specific way, but they carry with them a theme. For example, doing tshuva, or let's say Torah, doing tefillah. All these things, they have a lot more than just putting a gate on your rooftop that people shouldn't fall off. These mitzvot are general themes, and beyond that, there's another type of mitzvah that this is a mitzvah, but this touches the core of the Yehudi. This is a defining point. It's like an existential part of being a Yehudi. And when you're dealing with existential stuff, everything else falls to the wayside because it's existential. It's not. I can't open the manual at this very point. Obviously, it's done according to the halacha, and obviously it's done but it's beyond that, and that is the concept of the mitzvah of Milah. A similar idea to that is we find regarding, let's say, Pinchas. Pinchas did something meaning it specifically the how do you say? Sometimes the manual that tells you, it says if he would ask the Chachamim, they would have to tell him refrain from doing it, because there's some stuff that need to be done in the nature, in the thought process, in the mindset of existential. When he went ahead and killed Zimri ben Salu, the only way that action could be done, and it could be done properly, and it could be done according to the Torah, is specifically when you do not have, when you do it from the core place of understanding, of being connected above and beyond, and realizing that this is a threat above and beyond, and then for your acting on it. And that is the same idea regarding that is the idea of Brit Milah. And therefore, Brit Milah is being done even on Shabbat. Yes, there is a risk here, there is a risk there, but the general act can't contain these calculations, so to speak, because the very mitzvah is that he's connected in such a deep place that at this very moment he must be, meaning at this given moment, at the 8th day, he's going ahead and doing the Brit Milah, because there's no possibility of there's no alternative kind of thing.